Okay, hello everyone. So I've only got one item to open today. So you can see the codes here from Every, and it's still sealed, not been tampered with. So let's go ahead and open it. I already know what this is, by the way. So people, viewers who have been watching my channel will know that I'm currently only buying really single cards. So this is no different. So it's just a bunch of single cards. But this is a little bit special, so because it's not just any old single cards, but it is a special edition, little set, I should say, because it is the snowflake set. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is actually a set of 8. So you can see if anyone's got a collection of this particular set. It's the latest set from the 2025 Christmas calendar. But there's one missing, which is Articuno. So these are all sealed. I do have a spare, so that makes a full set for me. But the spare I have is not. Oh, it's out of the area. But the set I have is not sealed. I mean, the spare for the Articuno I have is not sealed. So if I wanted to have another sealed set, I would have to find a sealed Articuno, which, in all honesty, is not too important for me. I think I've got 2 full sets that are sealed, and the rest are a mix of sealed and unsealed. And this is what I'm kind of looking at for my collections now, rather than going for a sealed product, because I don't know about anyone else. I mean, sealed products are good, and it will probably, increase in value over time. Maybe more so than these. I don't know. But the problem is, right now, everyone is going into sealed collection. I want to say every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but maybe not every Tom, Dick, and Harry. But most people who are new to the hobby see reports about Pokemon going up and stuff, and they start watching YouTube, and everyone's talking about sealed collection. There are going to be people who are scalping, buying it for some short term gain to sell on. But the people who are buying from scalpers, not all of them will be buying it to rip. So they'll probably buy it and then put it in the cupboard or whatever it might be. So, and that's why there's no stock out there. And I just believe, and this is my own opinion, by the way, I may be completely wrong, I don't know. I just feel that modern products, it's not worth. If you're an investor anyway, if you're a collector, then you do what you need to do, because if you're a sealed collector, it doesn't matter how many people are keeping them sealed or whatever. You still need that sealed product as part of your collection. But if you're an investor and you think that these are going to rocket in price for modern era sets, there's far too many people keeping them sealed. Don't get me wrong, the return will still be there, but it will take a hell of a lot longer to kind of reach the level that the older sets would. So, I mean, unless the set is really, really good. So the most recent ones, like Destined Rivals, that booster box is going up to it's hitting £400 right now, and that's an exception, I think. But when you look at things like Evolving Skies, hitting 2K plus, for the modern ones to catch up to that kind of level for a booster box, the closest one is probably Destined Rivals. Fusion Strike I don't think Fusion Strike will get there. I think, and I could be completely wrong here, Destined Rivals, I believe, will overtake Fusion Strike in terms of the booster box bundle. Booster box, not bundle, the booster box, full booster box, so 36 pack booster box. I don't have any of that. I've got a few HOF boosters. They don't quite go up in value in the same way as a full booster box. The HOF boosters are currently hanging around the 180 mark, so not even half of what the full booster is valued at. It will probably catch up sooner or later, but I don't think it will be exactly half. Having said that, though, because it's Destined Rivals, I kind of think that it will catch up to about half the value, so it'll hit 200 soon. But yeah, I'm just going for these cards because I think there are less people collecting these. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know how many viewers that are watching this are already collecting these special um, season sets, because these are really, really small ones from the Advent Calendar um, box. I think I've got all of them up to date, full sets. But whenever I see a good bargain, I always pick them up. So for this particular one, I paid about £11, including postage. So £11 for 7. Yeah, so that's less than £2 each. £2 each would take it to 14. So I actually paid less than £2 each for these. Now some people are selling just these for more than £2. These 4 cards here for more than £4. Maybe sometimes Articuno as well. But yeah, generally speaking, all of these you won't get them for less than £2 each if you buy them individually. But this one I got a pretty good deal. I actually paid about 11 delivered for all 7. And I've got a spare Articuno, so that's another set I've got now. And this set wise, I mean, I don't mind sharing my thoughts on it. I personally, at the moment anyway, it could change in the future when everything starts rocketing up again. But I always set myself a budget for whatever I buy. So for this particular set, I wouldn't pay more than £2 each, even for these special ones. I wouldn't pay more than £2 each. I know people are selling these for like £5 plus. They are good artwork, don't get me wrong, and they do look good, but me, I've already got it, and that might be a deciding factor because I've already got a set, so I'm not in any real rush to pay over the odds, or well, not necessarily over the odds. Market is probably around that for a single card, actually, if you look at it another way, particularly because it's got a snowflake stamp on there, but probably because I've already got the set, I wouldn't pay more than £2 for any one of these single cards. And then if you factor in postage, £20. In fact, no, I don't think I'd even pay £20 for the whole set. To be honest, yeah, I'm a bit of a bargain hunter. 18 is probably the maximum I'd pay for a full set delivered. I wouldn't go beyond £18. Some of you might be different. Some of you might, especially the FOMOs. So if you fear of missing out, you might pay over the odds. You might go for £20. £20 is really doable, by the way, for this whole set if you really do want the set. But if you want it sub 18 or around 18, you got to really shop around and wait for that opportunity. There will be people who will put it up because they don't. I don't know if it's they don't care about it, or they feel that it's not worth it, or whether they feel that it's not valuable. I don't know what it is, but you will find the odd person that will put it up for less, which is what's happened here. I have no idea, absolutely no idea why Articuno's not there. They may have lost it. I don't know, because out of all of this, the top row there are the ones that people are more likely to keep. Maybe even Crambominable, actually. I don't know, because I quite like the art on that one. But these are generally the ones that definitely people don't really keep. But if you want the set, then you're going to have them. And if people start buying singles, these will probably go up because they'll be missing them as part of a set. And with all cards, if you've got the full set, generally they're worth more because it's harder to find the complete set individually. So yeah, if I see these for £2 delivered, I'm there. I'd take it. Any more than £2, no, I wouldn't take it. But for the full set, including delivery, 18 tops. No more than that. Which means that these I could pick up for £1 each, and then £1 delivery. That will make it £2. Even this you could probably find for about that price. But generally speaking, though, these ones at the top, people normally sell for £2 plus. It's unlikely that anyone will sell any one of these for £1 individually. So the fact that I've got 7 here for £11 is, for me anyway, an absolute bargain. Comment if you feel otherwise, or if you feel that there's no absolutely no value in any of these. I'd be happy to hear any thoughts. Not many people comment on the videos, by the way, probably because I mean some of you may not even watch all of it. I don't know, but I'd just like to sort of put my views on Pokemon collection. I don't go with a group. I do watch some of the other YouTubers, but I don't always follow their advice because sometimes I feel that whatever they tell you to get, that they think is going up in price are probably things that they've already bought a lot of, and they're trying to, get the bigger population to start buying them out so that it goes up in value, and then they might be able to release some of them to recoup some money back. And I do believe in market influencers. Sometimes the more influential influencers might get you to buy a particular product or a particular card just to raise the value. And in a way, I would see that as market manipulation from an influencer. So whilst I do watch sometimes Pokemon YouTubes from like YouTubers that do make money from doing YouTubes, I always make my own decision as to what I'm going to buy. I like this set. I do think the Snowflake is special. It's not ones, these are not ones that you can get from a normal pack. You do have to go out and buy the calendar box set in order to get this set, which is currently, well, retail is about 50. Some retailers were selling it at 45 online. But right now, that box set, I think, is retailing for about 70 because it's all out of stock now. Nobody's selling it. In the past, before the hype went up, these boxes, you could pick them up still at retail, and some people would even sell it below retail because they got it as a gift and they really don't want it. So they want to cash in at cheaper, maybe 10, £20 cheaper. Particularly the elite, not elite trainer boxes, the trainer toolkits. There are a lot of trainer toolkits in the past that you could pick up for around £20. Some would even sell it for £15. But the retail would be, back in the days, I think it was about £30. Some were £25. But the Arceus box was about 21, I think, if I remember correctly. The Arceus boxes, but that was actually quite good because the Arceus promo card, or the card you get from that box set, is actually quite nice. So I was surprised with that one. I think it was sat at 21 at retail for quite a long time. Obviously, you can't get it at retail anymore. And I think people are selling that Arceus box for about 30 quid now. Still not a massive jump because these trainer toolkits, nobody really sees much value in those. And I think you only get 4 packs in them. So the main thing is it's for sealed collectors. So I collect it. So I've got those trainer toolkits, but I don't go wild on it. The only one that was really worth chasing was the 2021, or was it 2022? Can't remember which one. One of those two, the ones with Evolving Skies in. I can't remember if it's got 1 pack or 2 pack in there, and I've got 2 of those boxes. So I was quite lucky when I got back into Pokemon. When was it? August 2024. So it's coming up to 2 years now since I found my old stash that I've done a video on since. And when I came back in, I was like looking at what I can afford, what's out there, what's below market value, and that was generally it. I was buying things at below market value, or market price, if you like. And if I could find it at below retail, even better. Back then, I could buy tins that are below retail and all sorts. Right now, you're not getting anything below retail. You'd be lucky to even get it at retail. Retail means literally buying it from the shop. No one's going to sell it to you at retail otherwise. You're going to be paying £5, £10, £20 more than retail right now. But back in the days, August 2024, you could buy things below retail from the person, from resellers that maybe bought it. Well, they wouldn't have bought it. They would have got it as a gift, maybe, or they bought it and never opened it, and then needed the money and selling it off again. I don't know, whatever it is. But back then, you can get it below retail, but right now, you won't be able to get anything below retail. So yeah, that's my kind of motto, and that's how I go through with my purchases. I've only ever paid above retail maybe 3 times. You know what? I can't remember. Maybe I didn't even pay above retail. Maybe it was retail. Can anyone remember what the Galarian Rapidash box was? The one that did have Evolving Skies. Because that particular box, I think I paid £30 for one box, £35 for another box. But at the time when I bought it, everyone was selling it at 40. So the retail must have been around 30 or 35, I think. So the only one that I can definitely remember paying more than retail is the enhanced Journey Together booster box. I did a video on that. I think I've already uploaded it. And another one I paid above is the Charizard UPC, Charizard X UPC. But that's about it. Oh, someone's calling me on my phone, so I better go and answer that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at the next one.